Well, I guess that wraps things up for poor old Imhotep. Sorry, I couldn't help that one. At any rate, um, Jack Pierce, makeup man extraordinaire, who created Karloff's makeup for Frankenstein, was the man behind the mummy makeup this time out. And Karloff hated this makeup. He had to sit through 8 hours of application every day, especially during the times when he was in full mummy makeup, for the times he'd be sitting in the sarcophagus, and whatnot, for the beginning and the ending of the film. And he had to have what's called a stipple. Stipple, basically what you do is they pull the skin back very tight, and then they apply the makeup. And then after it sets, they release the skin, and it wrinkles and puffs all up and everything, and gets like a dusty countenance. And he would have to sit through that, and it itched him so much, especially when he had to sit like this the whole time in the sarcophagus, waiting for the cue to come back to life, and then take after take, he'd have to go back and again, and Pierce would have to come in, reapply the stipple in some spots, as well as reapply stiff pieces of gauze, and re-add dust and detritus that would usually fall off of Karloff's face as he came to life. He'd have to rewrap the hand and his arm to have it up there so he could, and again apply all dust and everything, so that when he pulls his hand free, everything just crumbles right off of him. And Karloff would have to sit and wait for everything to re-dry under the hot lights, and then go through it ad nauseum until they got the take right. So the makeup was pretty much the main reason why Karloff never wanted to do another mummy movie. Interesting thing, though, all the other mummy movies that Universal made, none of them are about Imhotep at any other time. They didn't use the name Imhotep until the 1999 remake of The Mummy. So the mummy that appeared in the rest of the series from Universal was actually a mummy named Kharis. And Kharis was brought back to life by utilizing the mystical Tana leaves. This was pretty much akin to a voodoo master using herbs to control his zombies. I'm not sure exactly why the change. Who knows? I'm sure it's written someplace, but unfortunately I don't have access to that particular bit of information. But I will have to look into that for you for next time. Well, at any rate, let us leave ancient Egypt and proceed to jolly old England as we join The Invisible Man, based on the novel of H.G. Wells by the same title. We start off with the Invisible Man being invisible, and he's portrayed by Claude Rains, who was then a relative newcomer to Hollywood. And his leading lady is the lovely Gloria Stewart. And the film is directed by James Whale, who had directed Frankenstein. So, without any further ado, I will see you just before the Wolfman. So friends and fiends, sit back and enjoy Claude Rains as the Invisible Man.